did one in Georgia.
Finally today, you go to a wedding and there are always two things people want to see most.
The first would have to be the bride, right? It's a no-brainer.
Well, that is right, but what do you think the second one is?
The groom, maybe?
It's not the groom, it's the cake. Wedding cakes can be works of art too. Rebecca Ely introduces us to a man who loves his sweet multi-tiered art.
We did one in Georgia that was at their property, and it was way out in the country, and I get there and we had to haul the cake on a four-wheeler to the reception site.
Bill Schneider is a pastry chef. He's one of the owners of the cake shop on the south side. Schneider moved here from Colorado about 12 years ago. That's when the pastry chef got serious about baking.
I'd say probably more of a sugar artist. I mean, I love to bake, I'm really good at baking, but I would say that sugar art is really what describes me.
And then forming a partnership with friend Gail Wilson. Since Bill has been a cake baker, he does not consider himself such. Schneider's been baking wedding, birthday, and special occasion cakes for about 7 years. He's even been asked to do theme cakes such as this Mad Hatter and this sculpted Canon camera cake. Schneider's always been an artist at heart. He was interested in painting, sculpting, and pottery even as a young kid. But growing up, his house was always filled with the heavenly aroma of fresh-baked goods. His mom baked birthday cakes and all desserts from scratch.
My mom did. She made everything from scratch. We didn't get no little store-bought treats or anything. She made everything, so I suppose that would probably be what inspired me.
It took a while for Schneider to merge art and pastry. He took art classes and sculpted pots when he was in high school in Colorado. He skipped college and later turned to flowers.
Well, I would say I was a florist for about 15 years, so that really, I guess, inspired me and gave me what I needed to do like the sugar flower.
One of Schneider's most memorable experiences was when he and Gail baked a cake based on the costumes for the widely known acrobat circus, Cirque du Soleil.
And they were in Tampa, Florida. It was for the Saltimbanco show, and it was going to be their 4,000th performance of it, so they took us to Tampa and we did a cake for them there, and they ended the 4,000th performance where they brought out our cake and all the crew and all the performers, everybody all came in on the stage and like bowed to the cake.
Bill and Gail take turns talking to customers and baking desserts. He says he loves designing and sculpting any cake, but sometimes there are challenges. Schneider may not always agree with his customers' tastes.
Be to interpret what people's ideas are versus what your idea is. You know, you got to kind of meet without really knowing the person. So I'd say that would be a challenge to like to be able to give them what they have in their mind for what their cake's going to look like.
Like all of us, Schneider has good days and bad days. But at the end of each day, several thoughts go through his mind before he leaves to go home.
Playing through all the cakes I had to do that day and thinking, you know, did I do everything the way I wanted? Did it turn out the way I wanted? And thinking, you know, oh my gosh, am I going to come in the next day and they're going to be unhappy, or is there going to be a nice phone call, you know?
More often than not, the calls he gets are thank yous. Rebecca Ely, Inside Jacksonville.
That's Inside Jacksonville for today. We're glad you could join us.
If you're like our moms and you can't get enough of us, you can find us online.
Just go to unfmedia.com and click on Inside Jacksonville. Again, that's unfmedia.com and click on Inside Jacksonville.
Thanks for joining us this Sunday morning.
We'll see you next time, Inside Jacksonville.